Welcome to this special edition of the HeelCast. We are going to be going over January's Twitch special, Battle of Brooklyn. This one was in Brooklyn, New York, and the arena that it took in was it looked like a gym, but it actually looked pretty cool. A little bit better than your standard indie arena. I think it had kind of a cool backdrop to it. So anyways, this was Battle of Brooklyn. It was actually the event was on Saturday, January 26th. So yeah, we're a little behind, but hopefully we'll be catching up pretty quickly now. So anyways, the first match was for the WrestlePro Silver Championship match. I also forgot to mention this was a dual event that featured Impact Wrestling with WrestlePro. So if that helps. Anyways, the first match was Nikos Ricos versus Talon. Nikos Ricos, I actually kind of like this guy. I think he's a pretty good heel. He's got the whole Greek thing going on, but he's not a bad. I like his getup. Talon was not bad either. I thought both guys were actually pretty good in this, and it was a pretty good opener. I have seen Nikos Ricos a few times before, so that kind of helped. But a decent match. Nikos Ricos gets the win. It actually was pretty good. Second match of the night was Buster Jackson defeating Sean Donovan. Not really going to go too much into this one. I didn't really know a lot, either guy really. It was all right, but like I said, they're two WrestlePro guys. Not really anything Impact related there. So I'm just going to kind of go ahead and then. The next one was for the WrestlePro Tag Team Championship. So we've had 3 matches now that are just WrestlePro guys. So it was kind of hard to get into, but at least in this match, these the 2 tag teams had funny character gimmicks. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. But anyways, we had Team Espana versus the Breakfast Club, which was CPA and Francis Kip Stevens. Team Espana was Hose A and Hose B. So I thought this tag team match was actually pretty good. I was entertained by all 4 guys here. They all kind of had pretty funny gimmicks. So it was a pretty good tag team match. And Team Espana, they ended up keeping the titles in a pretty good, I'd say, 15-minute match. So, good match there. I was pretty entertained. Fourth match of the night was Mac. This was a 3-way match. It was Matt McIntosh versus TJ Crawford versus Rich Swann. So this was really our first, match where we had an Impact wrestler on it. And Matt McIntosh, he's called the Bad Apple, and I thought he looked pretty good. I think he's a guy that definitely in the future could be on a TV screen for somebody, for some big promotion. So, and the other surprising thing about this match was Matt McIntosh ended up winning. You would have thought Rich Swann would have won, but no, Matt McIntosh got the win. Good match. I enjoyed it. And also that Matt McIntosh, he's, the fact that he won, it's not unbelievable because he looks legit. He looks like he could beat Rich Swann. So, good match, good character. I would like to see more of Matt McIntosh. I know he's probably going to be more on the WrestlePro events, but it was good. Fifth match of the night, we had Scarlett Bordeaux took on Corrine Mink. Scarlett, she was good. Obviously, this is another match where she wrestled before her actual Impact debut. Corrine Mink, I wasn't that impressed with. I guess I really didn't understand her character, really. If she had a character, I'm not sure, but I enjoyed Scarlett Bordeaux a lot more. I'm glad Scarlett picked up the victory. I didn't think she would win, or I didn't think Corrine Mink had a chance anyway. So this was good that Scarlett won. Sixth match of the night, we had Moose taking on Craig Steele. Craig Steele was a bigger guy too. Obviously, to have him go against Moose is a pretty much no-brainer there. Moose gets the victory. Not much more to be said. Decent match, but Moose obviously is always entertaining as the heel. Loving his new heel run. Moose gets the win. That's really about it. Craig Steele's, he's tall wrestler, bigger guy, but not much else to really say about him. Seventh match, we had a tag team match. It was the Heavenly Bodies. We see these guys all over the place. I am surprised that Impact hasn't picked them up yet, since they're always on these one night onlys and Twitch shows. Took on KM and Follow Ba. Also during this, we had Killer Cross was on commentary on the Twitch chat. So there's another reason to watch these shows, because you never know. You might see a Impact superstar on the Twitch chat. So that was kind of cool. But anyways, the Heavenly Bodies ended up getting the win over KM and Follow Ba. I don't really have a problem with it, because the Heavenly Bodies are a really good tag team, and they got more. They're pretty legit. They're another team that I'm surprised it hasn't really got picked up yet. But KM and Follow Ba did their thing. It was a pretty good match. We've seen the Heavenly Bodies, so I'm pretty familiar with them at this point. So, good match. I enjoy the new Heavenly Bodies. All right, eighth match of the night was a match between Pat Buck, who's the owner of WrestlePro, taking on Bobby Wayward. Bobby Wayward's he's a young up-and-comer. He looked good, but Pat Buck got the win. Once again, two WrestlePro guys, not really going to get into that too much. The next match, we had Dan Moff. We know this guy. He's been around for quite a while. He's a veteran. He's taking on Congo Kong, who apparently only shows up during one night only and Twitch shows. So we don't really see Congo Kong quite often. But Dan Moff ended up getting the victory over Congo Kong. So a little disappointed that Congo Kong is basically only used to put guys over, it seems. It seems they lost their direction with him a little bit. So I'm kind of disappointed in that. But Dan Moff is no easy victory, put it that way. He's a big Puerto Rican guy. Another guy that can go. He's been wrestling for a long time. But entertaining match. So the next match was for the WrestlePro Gold Championship. It was Chris Payne, we've seen him before, versus Mario Boccara. We all know who he is. He was in Impact about 2017, tag teaming with Follow Ba. Chris Payne ended up beating Mario Boccara. Oh yeah, and there was another guy in there called CAQ. But Chris Payne ends up winning that one. He retains the title. I just want to say that I think Mario Boccara is a really good wrestler, and I would love to see him back in Impact, because I think they could have done more with him. I think he's a really good wrestler, and he just came back from an ACL injury. Okay, so that's why he was gone for so long. But he's a really good athlete, so I'd hope that he might get another chance at it. So who knows? I mean, Impact has signed WrestlePro guys before. I mean, KM, Follow Ba, they were both originally from WrestlePro. So it will definitely be interesting to see if Mario Boccara ever gets a chance back. But Chris Payne retains the title. And the main event was Eli Drake taking on Anthony Bowens. Anthony Bowens is a guy, I don't know if you know, but he's a gay wrestler. He's got a really well physique. Okay, I don't really mean to say just to point out that he's gay. Okay, but he's been in national publications, so he's a model too, I believe. So he's got other ventures besides pro wrestling. But he took on Eli Drake. Very good match. Anthony Bowens, he's very athletic. Eli Drake, obviously, we know what he can do. Eli Drake gets the victory. So I was happy about that. especially with Eli Drake's contract situation and the whole Twitter stuff that's been going on lately. I don't know what's going to happen there. It doesn't look good, though. But Eli Drake ends the show, gets the victory, Battle of Brooklyn. That was really it. The main event, I mean, it was a good match. Not much more can be said. So in this whole event, there wasn't a lot of matches where you're blown away by them. They were just kind of like your standard house show matches. I guess that's kind of what this event was. But at the end of the day, I think I was most entertained by four guys that are not in Impact, and that was the WrestlePro Tag Team title match. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I would lean towards it being a bad thing. I don't know if this event was bad per se, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was good either. It was just kind of there, and sometimes that's what I see with this. But I guess I give it a. I don't want to give it a D because I don't think it was a D. I want to give it about a C, a 7 out of 10. So that's probably all I could really say about it. There was really no storyline. There wasn't much, else that really was, worth seeing, I guess. It was cool that Killer Cross showed up in the chat. That was pretty cool. It was cool seeing, I like to see a lot of new wrestlers that you never seen. You scout for some of these new talent that possibly could be on Impact in the future. So that's kind of what these are. But first Twitch show of 2019, Battle of Brooklyn. I am going to give this one a 7 out of 10. And that's being very generous. It could have easily been a 6 out of 10. But like I said, it was just there. So I hope you enjoyed this review. And remember, we got some really good stuff coming up soon. A new podcast that is going to be very exciting. I'm not sure if it's going to be a weekly thing, but it's going to be a monthly. We're going to get the first preview episode coming out hopefully next week sometime, because I am very excited to share it with all of you, and I think it's going to be a pretty big hit for us. So all right, hope you enjoyed the Battle of Brooklyn. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. My next review for Twitch will be Brace for Impact. That was partnered with Destiny Wrestling. So I thought that one was a little bit better, but I'll be reviewing that one pretty soon. See you later.